Okay, let's watch this. Moon Knight to start with. That's cool. Let's see how it goes.
Everything most decidedly does not happen for a reason.
Oh, Spider-Man. Okay. Now that's quite dangerous. I just want to start off with this position really isn't too great. Um, I understand that you look down and catch them off guard, but this happens in like every game. You'll always have divers going over the top here, whether it's Black Panther, Magic, even Psylocke, Star-Lord. I would recommend probably to position back here. Okay. Because A, you can open up the wall there and you can just shoot into the back line. But B, you have way more time to react to divers like this. This guy's the Venom team up as well, so you might die. Yeah. Not much you could have done there, but obviously it's just a positioning issue. Just, yeah, gotta be careful because you just don't know what kind of comp they're on. You can position there once you know they can't contest you there, but it's better to play it safe to start off and just work out what kind of characters they're playing. Okay. Not a bad position, but again, you just gotta be careful because these divers, Moon Knight has no way of defending himself really, okay? He's got nothing. He's a very easy 1v1 for any character really, so you have to be super careful, especially playing him. And you're dead again, yeah. Honestly, like playing Moon Knight, you just have to be in such a safe position, especially against Spider-Man. Like, he's such a free kill. He has a massive body, no way of escaping or really doing anything. The way you play Moon Knight is you want to really just sit back and just shoot. To be honest, build your ultimate. You don't really want to. You can take flanks every now and then, but it just doesn't really work out a lot of the time.
Didn't wake up in the crazy house again.
Okay.
Almost didn't make it again. What happened?
Okay. When you play against the Loki on Moon Knight, that's your best bet because you can chain off of his clones. So it's best to come here and just start shooting the Loki clones. Moon Knight is the best counter to any sort of deployables, like Loki clones or Namor turrets. Don't bother too much with the Spider-Man now. Now, I really don't like this Ankh placement either. When you go for an Ankh, you want to put it on people that are going to die from it. This Venom's never going to really die from that, but imagine if you put one here on this cloak, right? A strong thing about an Ankh is it has to be broken, so somebody has to turn to look at it and break it, right? And in this case, if you threw it on the cloak, she has to go into cloak form and start damaging it instead of healing her team if you threw it her. So it just would have been a lot better, to be honest. And it would have chained between all three and probably killed her. But as you can see, there's not much value on it there. Shooting a tank that's not chained or close to anybody as well isn't really worth it. Moon Knight's damage always comes from chaining. And you can see a really good opportunity off of this Loki clone. You want to abuse Loki clones because Loki clones will just give you free chains like an Ankh. They almost act as an Ankh. I obviously shouldn't have dropped there. Got yourself killed. When you're in this position and you're low, instead of dropping into the fight on this kind of HP, you can just back up around here and come get the health back there. But so far what I'm seeing is just the Ankhs aren't really being placed well and your target priorities are really off. And it's just a bit of a positioning issue at the start with your deaths. You know, you have to be wary of divers. You have to play close to your supports or into close rooms like this. And when you do put your Ankhs down, they need to be on characters that are going to have a hard time breaking them or in big groups of people like that. And also just target priority, you know, There's no point really shooting this Venom, right? Unless he's going to die. Your Ankh cancels movement abilities, so if you were going to use it on the Venom, you'd want to throw the Ankh at his feet when he's trying to grapple out to cancel it and kill him. It almost acts like a stun. Okay, your whole team's dead. You probably need to back up a bit, actually, because you're going to get mowed down.
You need to stop that vehicle in its tracks.
I will just say Moon Knight just isn't a good pick, to be honest. Really not the best character to be playing here. You know, I think Hela is the best option here. I don't remember if it's banned or not. Hela, Namor will probably be banned, but Hela is so good because A, she's hit scan, so she can kill any fast moving things easily. B, she has an amazing stun that cancels Scarlet ult, Venom ult, and Spider-Man ult. And C, she has a bird and an escape, something that Moon Knight doesn't, and she can win 1v1s against Spider-Man. Generally, Hela is just one of the best picks against Spider-Man if you can't play Namor. But that doesn't mean Moon Knight isn't viable, because they do have a Loki, and Moon Knight is very good against Loki.
On your toes. Here they come.
So again, you're not looking to chain. Like that Loki clone needs to be getting shot on the cart. You need to treat Loki clones like Ankhs.
You need their power.
Better stop that vehicle.
Things are gone. Thanks.
It's a good ult. I like that ult. It's a good ult. You can do the same thing on Namor if you're getting dove put at your feet.
Surrender your strength.
Use the decloak.
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
To be honest, you look really lost in this 1v1. It's a big mistake a lot of Moon Knights make is the Ankhs, they just stare at them. You can just shoot the person. In fact, you do more damage on Moon Knight if you shoot somebody in an Ankh, because it will hit them, then go to the Ankh, and then hit back, instead of going to the Ankh and hitting them. So it not doubles, but it adds extra damage. And you would have tracked it way better. So just here, you just need to kind of pay a bit more attention to where he is.
Little pick-me-up.
Alright. When a situation like this happens, a cool tip for Moon Knight is if you grapple your feet, you go flying up in the air. Okay. I'm going to write that down just because I think I'll show you. I don't usually do this in VODs, but I just thought this might actually be quite helpful. So I'll just write that one down. Okay, let's keep going.
Don't mess with the amazing
At the end of the day, you would have died anyway because he so ulted you.
Spider-Man!
Don't rush your Ankh like that. Your Ankh is your defense now. It's really all you've got, other than your bubble, your cloak bubble. So when you get dove like this by the Venom, you want to be shooting him, and you want to be using the, you want to have the Ankh, and you want to use the Ankh to cancel his grapple. Okay, so a Venom will grapple once they've used their shields. So what they would do is they would wall climb, they would then dive you, shoot you, you force his shields, you shoot you a bit more, and then once he gets low enough in his shields, that's when you want to Ankh him, because it will stop him from being able to grapple away for about, like, if you manage to time it right, it will cancel it, and you'll get a free kill. So in times like this, do not just waste your Ankh on nothing, okay? Make sure you never waste your Ankhs.
That feels better.
Your bubble also only heals you.
Right.
There's still a chance to stop them.
That's me.
Surrender your strength.
Not a big fan of the target priority. Like, The Scarlet Witch isn't near any sort of chain, right? Like, there's no chain near her, really, other than like maybe the thing. But she's just not really gonna die, no matter what you do, because she has Fade. And when it's a point like this, where you need to kill people contesting when your team is touching, imagine if you just chucked an Ankh here in all of these support. It would have been so much better. So I think you really need a lot, like, much better target priority. I understand the Scarlet Witch is in your face and you think you could have killed her, but in that time, number one, she's not going to kill any of your teammates. And number two, you've got more important things to worry about. So it's okay if you want to shoot her a bit, but do not chuck your Ankh at her when you could have killed these people. You just really need to get off of Moon Knight as well, obviously. As you can see, Moon Knight is very bad. Bucky, if he isn't banned, would be good. Just honestly, any good hit scan or like DPS. Moon Knight is not very good. Unless you're playing against like Groot.
Get up, my fist.
Better stop that
It
vehicle.
looks like you're gonna switch. Interesting pick. Yeah, I mean Hulk is fine. Get the Gamma team up. However, he's just you have to be good at him for him to work.
I unleash his power.
Quick tip for Hulk, I hope you have this on. I don't know if you do, but whenever you play Hulk, you need to have this setting on. Oh, I can't show you. Make sure you have the not hold to jump on for Hulk, so where you just tap X and it starts building your jump. It does look like you have it on.
Your powers are mine!
Now or never.
When this is happening, I'm pretty sure. Did you not have your stun?
Powers are mine!
Is that your shields? I think you had shields there, did you not? And yeah, you did. Make sure you use that. I mean, like something like this. If that isn't shields, because I don't know the icons too well for Hulk, that's either stun or shield. So either way, you could have stunned the or bubbled it. So. Ah, you tried to bubble. That's unlucky. Hulk again just isn't great here. Like, both these characters you picked are just not really that good. None of them do a lot of damage, and none of them, like, against this comp, number one, they have the thing, so you can't jump. He just counters Hulk so bad, because you can't jump away when he cancels it. They have Spider-Man, that when he grabs you, it just, like, makes you stand still forever. You can never kill Spider-Man, or Scarlet Witch, or Loki, or Cloak, because they all have ways of escaping you easily. And the thing just counters Hulk so bad because he can just damage resistance whoever you go for.
With the amazing Spider-Man!
Yeah, if you're gonna pick a tank here, you need to go the thing. The thing counters divers. Perfect. It's a good
Better
pick.
stop that vehicle. Don't give them another inch. Or else.
So you can't just walk out in the open on the thing because he has no shield. So in a situation like this, you need to wait for your Strange to walk up, and you ideally need to path better. Because right here, you walked up here, the path you took was this straight line right into their faces. You should have used this cover and then got to the pole and used that cover. You really need to use a lot of cover to take space on the thing, because he has no shield, so you can't just walk out in the open without getting shredded. That or you damage resistance first before taking space. Yeah. Yeah, really not great. You can't be doing this. Okay, you can't walk at the enemy team. You have to have cover. He has no shield. You have to either play cover or use your teammates. You see none of your team is really with you right now, so you have nobody to damage resistance to. You're basically just fighting on 1v4. Never gonna work. nothing you could do there. You did everything right, but it doesn't matter because it's just you and your strange. You gave him damage distance. You hit the punches. There's nothing wrong with it. And they kept the point. And what we can take from that is number one, you didn't really pick great heroes. It doesn't mean you couldn't have won on them, but for those heroes, you also just didn't play how you would have needed to be carrying these games. And that's what we want to get you to be able to do. That's the goal of coaching, really. So what would I say? I definitely start off by saying you need better target priority on Moon Knight. Like, you just end up shooting tanks a lot, or the wrong people. Remember, when you're shooting people, ideally they're squishies, meaning people who aren't tanks, who have like low HP. And ideally they're grouped up, you know? Especially against Loki, you want to really be farming the clones, because Loki loses so much power when you break the Loki clones. So it's really important. And you know, you can't position super aggressively because he can't defend himself other than the little cloak bubble. So ideally you want to play much further back in a safer place with a health pack or with your supports. Okay. And also Bucky isn't banned, I've seen, which is surprising because I'm going to be honest, Bucky is easily the character that you should be playing right now. He's extremely strong and he counters divers. He just is the most broken character in the game next to Loki. But you've chosen Cap, and I don't mind that. Captain America is a really underrated character right now. Your job is basically just to distract the supports and beat up the supports without dying, ever.
That's the boost I need.
Yeah, I don't like the target priority here. Again, there's no point going for a Scarlet Witch or any of these people. Instantly, who is the easiest person who you need to be killing here? Oh, Cloak. You force the Loki totems, and that's good. You can maybe kill Loki later, but right now there's no point trying to kill any of the people in these totems. They'll never die. Instantly, you need to be dashing in on this cloak. Captain America punishes bad positioning.
I'll be ship-shape in no time.
This is good. Good target priority.
Your powers are mine!
Again, what is the point in holding your shield up right now? There's really no point. It just slows your movement speed down, I think. But that's not a big deal. That's not the end of the world. Your teammates died, but you played. Once you start getting on that cloak, that's exactly what you should be doing.
That's the boost I needed.
Again, don't face tank like this. You've already taken 265 damage for no reason. No value, no reason. Right? You don't take unnecessary damage like this, especially when your team isn't with you. I find that you do this quite a lot. You need to be paying attention to where your team is in the fight. You can't just rush in and expect them to be with you, okay? That's not going to happen. So give it a moment and try and path better. Again, your pathing is quite weak, okay? You can't walk straight at them in the face and expect to not take a bunch of damage. You need to have gone through this left side or just waited a second and rushed around. You can't just run in people's faces like this because look how fast your health goes down. You're almost dead for that.
Against the world!
Good target priority. Nice. You're playing a lot better on this character.
Good try, but not nearly good enough.
Okay, you have your ult. Your ult is like a support ult, okay? So if you ever, you can base, it just increases your uptime. So you can go on the supports, right? Captain America is about timing as well, okay? So when their tanks are busy fighting your team, right? When their tanks are, you know, there's a team fight going on, your job because you suddenly become a diver on Cap is to go and distract the supports so that the rest of his team or the supports team don't get any healing. And what your ult does is it basically increases the uptime that you can have on the backline. So it's all about efficiency on Cap, okay? You don't want to go in too early. You generally want to be going in when there's a fight going on, and it has to be on the supports or on anybody in a bad position. Because you're going to punish them, or you're going to take the attention so that nobody's getting any healing on the front line. And eventually they will die. Or have to back up and peel. Your ult simply increases how long you can do that for. Or you can use it to protect your teammates. So again, what I want to see, this is good, I want to see you wait. Good. Okay, you can hear the thing starting to punch around. That's exactly what you need, and to know that you need to be going in. Good.
I'll be ship-shape in no time. Don't know how you did that.
This is good. This is much better gameplay. You abused the fact that their Bucky was miles out of position. Perfect. You went in at the right time, and their thing died. That is a great example of timing. That was good timing.
Good, Steven, but I'm impressed.
Good stuff.
We're in this
Now it's time to heal up and get ready for the next fight.
together.
You're halfway there. Keep going.
Hostile forces incoming. Let's dance. I'll be ship-shape in no time.
Do not peel. It is not your job on Cap to peel unless you have your ult. Right now, you're healed up. Your job is to now go in on the supports. Because look, the tank is in. You will never kill a Venom on Cap. So right now, again, you're just bad target priority. The tanks are in. Straight away, it's your job to be on these supports.
Almost there. Go turn back now.
Okay, this is fine. Much better gameplay on the captain here. Just a little bit of refining needed.
Let's dance.
Your powers are mine!
It's the world.
Armed and dangerous!
You're never alone. Take this. Stand down.
Honestly, your Captain America gameplay is a lot better than every other character we've seen so far. You're playing him really well. It's just like slightly on the target priority. Okay, like the Captain America ult was good. It stopped the Bucky ult, and that was great. But here again, like, there's no point chasing a Scarlet Witch. Okay, and unless like she's so far out of position, because she's just gonna fade back to her supports and get healed. Okay, this is bad target priority.
Vehicle reached the checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
Sorry. Let's dance. Hostile forces incoming. Stand down. I'll be ship-shape in no time.
Again, this is, I mean, I guess it's fine, okay? Like, it's okay to do this, to maybe build ult charge, but I don't want to see you get, like, killed here, or get forced out too badly. Because, again, your job really is to be waiting for the tanks to be distracted on something else and going on the supports. But it's fine for now, because you're just getting some ult charge.
Don't let anything stand in your way.
Sorry, soldier.
And it was good. You lasted long enough to distract the supports, and the thing died. It was generally good. All I was saying there is that I just don't want to see you in there for too long, because obviously it's not your job to frontline.
Us against the world.
That's the boost I needed.
This is real firepower!
Good target priority.
Sorry, soldier. Don't know how
You did not need that. Don't. I've seen 2 cap ults now, and they've both been quite rushed. Okay. When the cloak ult happened as well, you did it way before you needed to. Okay. Only ult when you need to. When the Bucky ulted previously, it was good, but you'd already used your ult. You got to make sure you're using your ult at the right times. Okay. Another great way to use cap ult, by the way, is if your team's getting pushed back, right, and the enemy team is using lots of cooldowns and ultimates, right? Once they're low on resources, right, they haven't got much to fight against you with, that is when you want to also use your ult, because it gives your team insane shield and movement speed. So you just become this ball of death that just literally runs down the enemy team with the movement speed and shields. So that is another good case. So one good case is to just increase how long you're in the fight for. Another is to help your team survive against ults, and then another is when the enemy team has dumped a lot of stuff and your team managed to survive it, you then ult to just put on insane pressure on the enemy team and basically mow them down. And we haven't seen that really, that ult was not needed.
that's the boost I needed.
Double kill.
Good stuff.
Coming through.
Okay, again, target priority now. Come on, let's see it. You really don't need to be hitting the tanks anymore. Good. Cloak and dagger.
This is real firepower!
Rocket is really... So your target priority is kind of all over the place now. You should have been on this cloak the entire time, right? You can't really... I'm not saying you can't kill Rocket, Spider-Man, or Scarlet Witch. That's not true. But it's extremely difficult, especially a good one with their movement abilities. They'll just run away from you. Cloak and dagger has got to be your target here. It's the only target.
Sorry,
Kill. Cloak's dead. This is good. Rocket is clearly the next character for you to go for here.
coming through.
Let's keep fighting until we have.
Okay. That was really greedy, okay? In a situation like this, where you have the time to do it, you should be going to get the health pack here. Okay? You should have jumped up, grabbed the health pack, and then contested. And only contested at the last second, because look how close you are to your ult.
Coming through.
Let's keep fighting until we have a winner. Us against the world.
never alone.
That's three.
Zero's mission isn't over yet, so neither is ours. Don't let's dance.
That's my girl.
Or a dagger.
Nice. You played that last fight perfectly. That was great. Good target priority. Just, yeah, good target priority. Because that's all there really is to Cap. That timing. What would I say about your Cap gameplay? Generally, it's actually quite good. And I think on this alone, you could get way higher than GM3 just playing Cap. Okay, just watching you play, that's better than Celestial. I could put you at Celestial 1 with this gameplay. But, is it perfect? No. What are you lacking? Well, when you... Oh, it's rushed. And sometimes you seem to get flustered with targets, okay? Keep it very strict. Strictly set yourself to who is the most vulnerable support. Once that one's gone, who's the next support? Once that one's gone, who's the most vulnerable DPS? And in a cycle like that. You don't have to stick to that, but you generally want to try and do that as much as possible. You would only switch from that as if you see a DPS, for instance, like that Bucky previously, who's miles out of position. Another thing is your timing. It was okay when you're in the front line sometimes. I was happy with the Loki on the second point when you went and dove him after the thing went in. That was great, and you do that well. Keep that. Make sure you're consistent with that timing. And then other than that, your mechanics seem fine. Cap is quite a basic character. You seem to know what you're doing. Try to jump around a lot. He's really hard to hit when you jump around a lot. I've played against the best Cap on console, and I beat him a lot, but his name is Prime Goat. And what makes him really annoying to play against is, number one, he will always be on the supports non-stop. It's really hard. And then number two, he jumps so much, he's so hard to kill. But when he's jumping, it's quite skillful, but he's really good at it, is you basically hit a tank a few times, twice, to get your throwable shield, and he'll start jumping and aiming it on the backline, and he hits every single thing. It's actually really scary to play against, and that's what you want to become. Number one, you need to be trying to do this jumping and shooting non-stop on the backline. Number two, your ultimates need to be way better timed. It needs to be used at the right times. They cannot be rushed. And number three, just general target priority needs to be better. And then last thing is really be consistent with your timing. Okay, make sure that when you are going in, it is when the tanks are in. It is okay to peel, it is okay to switch this up, but it's just kind of a general base plan that you need to stick to and you will see success with, because Cap is very strong in this season. But obviously, yes, it's okay to peel with your ultimate, especially with a Bucky and things like that. There is nothing wrong with that.
Goodbye.
Let's keep going. But it's a lot better. Your Cap gameplay is much better than the other characters so far.
I'm going in. Let's
I
dance.
need assistance.
Sorry, soldier.
Yeah, so just, this is what I mean. This is why Prime is so good, is he just hits everything, right? You got to be more consistent, okay? You got to hit more. You need to hit your cooldowns. You can't just dash, okay? Make sure you're keeping things. It seems like you panic quite a lot.
Guys are about
Can't beat battlefield medicine.
Yeah, it's also just mechanical. You know, you don't start swinging when they're not in your range. It just slows you down. Okay, you got to really iron this out. You got to be efficient. Make sure you're swinging when they are in your range. Don't waste time. And obviously, maybe up your sensitivity, because it seems like people are spinning around you.
Going through. Look out behind us.
Another waste of a slam. Don't need to do this. Don't panic. Don't waste anything. Play efficiently.
Let's dance.
Again, you just hit a couple tanks with that shield. So I'm noticing, actually, I'm seeing a lot here. You're just rushing your cooldowns. The slam is going nowhere, and the shield isn't hitting really any squishies or essential people. Right here, that shield should have been thrown at the ground on this cloak. But I'm glad your target priority is still there.
Stand down.
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
Boost I need.
Yeah, definitely up your sensitivity a bit if you can. Just slightly.
Someone scratch my back.
Need assistance.
Heavy weapons. I'm in love.
Help get that vehicle to its destination.
That's the boost I need.
Okay, you have your ult, so frontlining here is really pointless. You're not getting any ult charge, you're actually just giving them ult charge for no reason. This cloak's just getting free healing off of you. Right, like there's no fight going on. But you managed to get a kill. Which is good. I'm glad that you managed to get that kill. It's just a little worrying because obviously if you did go in there and that cloak had discorded you and then you just start getting stunned and shit, it's just not great. But I guess in this rank you can do that, you can just go in and that's great, honestly. It's lucky that that played out. The reason I was skeptical is because usually a cloak will just put their blind on you and then this Scarlet Witch is going to start shooting you and she's going to put a bubble at her feet and start damaging you. It's just hard. So to me that seemed like a pointless engage because you weren't going to get a kill from it, but you have. So it seemed to work there, but I'm just going to be open with you. Once you get to a higher rank, if you dive this duo here, the cloak's just going to bubble her feet and swap into fade and blind you, and this person's going to put a stun on you, you're just going to start getting beamed. So it's okay to go for them, but it's just a bit risky. It's better to go for them when, you know, your team is fighting their front line and these people are distracted. But it worked out this time, so I can't fault you on that.
Stand down.
Wonderful.
Just here to do my duty.
Careful, careful. Okay, you have your ult.
We're in this
Double
together.
kill!
Just as always prevails.
That's 3!
Okay. Now you've used your ult.
Coming through.
Now you've used your ult, this is good because you need to do damage. So there's nothing wrong going on these two. You need the ult charge.
I'll be ship shaking.
There it is, that's what I mean. Like when you get blinded and they start like, you know, damaging you, it just that 28% blind is a massive tank buster. Because cloak makes you take 28% more damage with that.
Keep going!
Okay. Whenever there's a support ult down and you're safe, just start beating up shit. You know, just beat this tank up, why not? Get some ult charge, because I think everybody else... Ooh. Actually, going for the rocket might not be a terrible idea here. It's always a good idea on Cap to try and break the res, actually. So he's not in this cloak ult right now, so he's who you should go for. Even breaking the res is super valuable, especially in overtime. Nice, trying to protect your team.
Hey, team! Enjoy this!
I'll be ship shaping no time. Sorry.
You do a lot of things right. Like, honestly, like, you play Cap really well, but it's just you do a small amount of things wrong. But what I was happy to see there, and what I'm glad that you did, is, if we just play it back, when you went to use your cooldown, you waited until it was actually going to hit. I've seen a lot of times where you slam down on the ground, quite rushed, but here you waited. I want to see that a lot more. Keep that up. I'll just show you again. You waited until she was in the circle. Perfect.
I'll be ship shaping no time.
This is real firepower!
Almost there! Don't turn that now!
Yeah, not much point going for the thing. It was good target priority. Get healed up and go for the rocket. unlucky. Nothing you can do about that. You almost have your ult. Ah, so unlucky. Okay. That was nothing you could do there. Honestly, you played that right at the end there. Maybe you could have jumped up and blocked it, but I'm going to be honest, I wouldn't have tried that. It's super risky and you almost had your ult. So that's unlucky. Let's watch this final bit and then we'll just go over the main things. And I'll write down these in notes for you. But I will say, oh, okay. I was wondering, it said you're on Cloak for a second. Definitely start playing Captain America more. As soon as you got on this character, the entire course of the game changed. You know, you started doing a lot more, and your value was just like quadrupled. You know, I wouldn't even play Moon Knight. Honestly, I wouldn't play Moon Knight. It's not because you're bad at him. Moon Knight's just really not great. He's good with a group combo, but other than that, he's just not really a great character, you know. And then who else did you play? The Thing. The Thing is really good, but it seems like you really struggle on him. And I'm not saying you shouldn't play him, but you seem to be very like the way you play Cap is the way anyone else in my rank. I mean, not exactly, but like maybe I would say like low Eternity would definitely play Cap like this. So I think you should be much higher rank on Captain America. But on the other characters, those will definitely be keeping you a GM from what I've seen. Those are that yeah. If you would like to be a Thing player and you want to get good at Moon Knight and the Thing, then let me know. We could coach that a bit more. But I will say Captain America is clearly your strongest character. From what I've seen. I haven't seen you play Bucky or other ones yet, but just from what I've seen, this is not GM Cap gameplay. But the Moon Knight and Thing gameplay and the Hulk gameplay, that was definitely GM.
Once I saved lives with a scalpel. Now I do it.
Good. Positioning, setting up. Let's see if you wait for the tanks to engage. Okay. A bit of an early engage here, okay? Oh god, no, you're not going to go in on the Mai. Ah, damn. This is what I mean, like, it's just the inconsistency. Like, you do a lot of things right, but then you just sometimes make these mistakes like this. So I'm just going to go over why this is a mistake. There's really no point going for this guy, right? It'd be way better off if you distracted his team and stopped them from healing this thing, and that guy would die. You'd have a way better chance of it. Just sit here with your shield up, then dash to the health pack, throw a shield at the ground, you know, just like take their attention away from these guys, and these guys will not get healed and die. Because now you're just giving up this entire area of space for free, and their whole team's going to take it. Watch. Look at this. They've taken all of this for free because you gave it up and let them walk. Can't do that, okay? You engaged too early, and then you went on the wrong target. This is good. I mean, not much you could do. Obviously, you need to try and do some damage, but that's all you can do really is throw your shield and get some bit of ult charge until they walk up.
I'll be ship in no time.
Be very careful going into infinite ammo scroll go like this. If you get nutted or grabbed, you are screwed. Yeah, that is an example of bad pathing that we were talking about. Okay, the way you entered this fight was not great.
That's the boost I needed.
Okay, you would have been way better off sitting up here, throwing your shield down. Okay, waiting until the Bucky's distracted on your team, and then maybe go in. But it's really dangerous to jump into 2 stun characters with high damage, especially in infinite ammo. Yep. Nice and moral. But yeah, that was just the case of A, bad timing because they weren't distracted on anybody so they can look at you, and B, bad pathing because you just went in their faces instead of coming from an off angle. And also just taking that fight is dangerous.
This time I need healing.
I need assistance.
Dance.
Help.
That's the boost I needed.
I don't really want to see this. You really shouldn't be peeling like this. Okay, if you have your ult, it's okay, but you don't right now. You're very close. But again, like, the tanks are in, it is your job to stop these people from helping them. I don't mind the cap ult, but if you are going to do it, you might as well have shielded your Mantis and kept her up. Make sure you have allied health bars turned on. I think you do, but just make sure you have it turned on, because it lets you see what HP your teammates are on so you can protect them. You're the Moran Strange have put in some good work as well.
Coming through.
You don't have to fight alone.
I am
You're strong, sister.
healing power. I require stand down.
Yeah, you seem to be peeling a lot now. It's really not, it's okay. I mean, it's just not a great playstyle. You can do it, and it hasn't. The only reason it's worked the last 2 times is because your teammates have got crazy ults, like the Namor and Strange ult. But again, really just don't want to be peeling this much unless the person going in is killable. But here, your target really should be this cloak right here. Yeah, no point going for a Bucky, really. I understand you nearly killed him, but he can just heal himself instantly for like 50 HP with each cooldown. Again, just the better target right here, and also try to be breaking rocket reses, okay? I know you don't know it's here, and I wouldn't know it's here, but you can see the packs out in the open. And the reason you break the res is because it's just 100 HP, and if you kill someone here, they're just going to get resed. So it's a waste of time. It's best to break the res.
Hold the
Okay.
fort, soldiers. Stand down. That's the boost I needed.
Final fight, really. It's going to go to overtime, so just try and build your ult and get ready for that big fight.
That's the
This is fine. I mean, you might as well run up and throw a shield just for some ult charge.
boost I needed. Vile creatures have risen from the realm below. I cast you back to the depths.
Nice. Okay. Fight has officially started. Your Strange is taking damage. It's your job now to distract them because you're very close to your ult. Good.
I unleash the
That might be GG.
You're never alone.
GG.
3.
That's game. Well played, good stats. I will say, Captain America changed everything. You played a lot better on him. However, that doesn't mean you played perfectly, and that's why you asked for this. I will say, there's definitely a decent amount of things we need to go over. So we'll start off with Moon Knight, and we'll just work our way down. I'm going to quickly head into practice range as I do it, because I just wanted to show you 2 things on Moon Knight, I think, from what I remember. So I'll just quickly get to those. So, for Moon Knight, what I would say is, A, your positioning, you can't be so close. You know, you can take these off angles, but you need to be close to safety. A health pack, a building, or supports. You need to be close to one of those things, all 3 of them. The more the merrier. Number 2, always try and shoot people that are grouped up together. There's really no point shooting people on their own, because you can see his damage is not very much.
I'm not done.
The thing I want to show you was just this. When the Spider-Man was diving you, you just do that. You go all the way up in the air. It's pretty cool. The only other thing is when you do throw an arc and they're attacking you, you might as well look at the person because it does more damage.
The
As you
power
can
of
see.
the moon.
And if I now show you with the arc placed on the person. Okay, this is not going to work actually because there's two people there. Let me go back to Luna's and do it there. As you can see, it just does
This
a bit
was
less
Khonshu's
damage.
will
So when you do throw an arc, it's always better to just shoot the person unless it's hard to do so.
to drain.
Double kill.
Now, that's that bit. Let's get back to what I was talking about. So for Moon Knight, better positioning or just safer positioning. Okay, anywhere safe. When people do dive you, you know,
There, ahead. I
grapple
found
down like this, or put your cloak bubble down. You can arc your feet, but don't just start shooting the arc mindlessly,
Measure
okay?
strength.
Because they can walk out of the arc and just start killing you. They don't have to care about you anyway. You're just gonna look free to them. And then also try to have better target priority. You want to be shooting squishies or Lokis or deployables like Loki clones or Namor turrets. You need to be shooting them as much as you can. Anyone in big groups is going to do way more, especially supports, okay? Because if supports are grouped up together and you start chaining it, they have to back up miles, and the tanks don't tend to realize, all the way up to like the highest rank, if you start shooting supports and they back up, the tanks generally don't realize and they keep playing the game and then they die and they wonder where their healing was. So that's what I would say for Moon Knight, for now. We didn't get to see much gameplay of it, but that is what I could take from the gameplay. On the thing, pretty simple really. The pathing just wasn't great.
Was easier before all this
When you walk up,
galactic
you have no shield,
gobbledygook.
so you generally want to like be using cover, so you know,
Just
coming
the
behind
aids I was
pillars
looking
and then doing this. Imagine this is the payload, you just want to punch left to right and show as little of your body as possible and use this as your shield, use cover as your shield to walk up. Again, you also want to be damage resistancing to get out or running to get out. And that was all I could say for the thing. For Hulk there wasn't much. I mean, you played him for about 10 seconds, but I will say just make sure for the Hulk that you have this one setting on. If I just find it really quick for you. Make sure you have it so that this is turned off, like this. You want it so that when you tap on Hulk, your jump does, you just tap X. I think you have the setting on though, so from what I saw, it looked like you did. And now Captain America, which was the main character you played, what I was seeing is
for more than a flag.
generally
I
you
fight
rushed
for an
a lot
idea.
of the cooldowns.
One bigger than all of
I'm not.
us.
You played well on Cap. Don't get me wrong. You played to a low Eternity level,
Enemy ahead.
but you need to be playing at a
Prepare
high
to
Eternity
engage.
level, right? You want to be the best you can be. So don't rush the strike, right? Don't just rush this because you did that a lot. When you throw your shield, again, just don't rush it, right? Make sure you are hitting who you want to hit because I saw you throw it at tanks a lot and you want to be throwing it on supports, okay? Always be going for supports. That is your job.
Take this.
Another thing is generally you don't want a front line on Cap. It's okay to run up to the front and throw a shield, get a bit of ult charge, that's fine. But what you don't want to do is just sit on the front line, back up, sit on the front line, back up. That's not your job, you're not really doing much. Your job is to wait for the tanks to take a fight or wait for your team to start fighting and then start harassing the back line so that the rest of the team either turns around and gives up the space and dies and turns their back to your team, or they don't turn around and the tanks at the front die because they're not getting healed. That is your job. Simple as. Next thing was the ultimates. The ults cannot be rushed, they have to be used at good times. You have a very strong ult. Those 3 times are, number 1, when you are just about to die. It is good to go in,
Enemy ahead.
start beating up the back line,
Prepare to
right? Go, 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 and when you get low, to use your ult. That's fine,
You're
and you did that a
relieved
decent
of
amount. That was
duty.
good. What I don't want to see is they start using a support ult and suddenly you cap ult. Don't do that. Only cap ult when necessary. So when the Bucky ulted, you did it way before he did. That Bucky could have never ulted and could have waited for you to run out and then killed your entire team, which is what will happen in high ranks. So if you are using it to protect people, make sure you're using it when you know they're actually in danger. Make sure you also have this setting on for Cap. I don't play him a lot, so I won't have it on, but make sure allied health bars is on so you can see the HP of your teammates. Okay? Last thing really is pathing. No, don't run in their faces when you're going in. And if it's a Bucky Squirrel girl, you need to be really careful. And honestly, you want to try and, cut the pie. You only really want to cut the pie in one way so that you can only see one person and the rest of them can't see you. So an example of that is here. 180 degrees can see me, right? But if I come back here, then only this angle could see me, like that. I'm not saying you should play at this range, but it's just an example of how instead of this whole area here seeing me, now only this area here can see me. That's cutting the pie. It's kind of important on all characters. And that's really it, to be honest. It's quite a lot, but they're very micro things. Your general cap gameplay was great. It's just refining a target priority, okay? Because you're appealing the tanks a lot, which isn't really a great idea. You generally want to be going on backline. Timing and then cooldown. You can't be rushing your cooldowns because it's important. Remember, when you're jumping in the air, wait till the circle's on them. You did that a decent amount. And just try to keep up the consistency. And then that's really it. The final thing, again, just make sure that when you are ulting as well, there is one more scenario to look out for, and that is when their team has pushed your team back, you can, and they've used all of their cooldowns, right? They've used a bunch of stuff, lots of ammo, lots of bullets, like lots of cooldowns, lots of healing, and they're kind of low on resources. You can then use your ult to start mowing them down, and you can coordinate this with your team because you have this crazy movement speed boost in this path.
Enemy ahead.
So you can just run at them like
Prepare to
this.
engage.
One last thing as well. This is just a cool thing I want to show before I end this video. It'll be an hour long. When you are in your ult, you can also just boot people like so.
Assemble!
And that's a great thing to do. I hope this was helpful. I'm going to upload it now. It'll take a while to upload. And then you can leave a review on Fiverr and you can tell me what you think. If you want any more, just let me know. I'm always free. So yeah, I'm glad you chose to work with me. Bye bye.